Hello again, everyone. Ambassador Terry over here with year 3 of What Are You Doing? And I have Mr. Lead from His Heart, Mark Crowley here. Mark, welcome. I'm so glad to have you on.
Thank you, Ambassador Terry. I appreciate you inviting me.
I'm glad to be here. And ladies and gentlemen, you're going to love this too, because this guy's really on point with what he's saying right now. And here comes the famous question. Mark Crowley, what are you doing?
Well, I think I could talk about this forever because it's my life's work, but to kind of condense it and make sure that your audience leaves with a general sense of what I'm about, I would start with the premise that this pandemic we had did not make people unhappy at work. We've been unhappy at work for a really long time, for many, many years, maybe decades. But what the pandemic did is gave people sufficient time to look at their unhappiness and to act on it. So if they were happy, if they felt that they were working for a caring boss, if they felt that their organization truly cared about them, they would have been, oh, I'm really glad that I've chosen this organization. Instead, what happened immediately after the pandemic is that nearly 100 people in America quit their jobs in 2 years, which is an astonishing number, right? When you think about 100 million, 98.5 million, right? So what ended up happening is that people basically made the decision that they didn't feel that their manager cared about them. They didn't feel that their company cared about them. And they weren't happy doing the work that they were doing. And so off they went. But think about it, Terry, from a disruption standpoint, not to a company, but to them. Like when we quit a job, we're giving up our friends, we're giving up our continuity. It's a huge disruption. So for people to make that decision with that many people, it tells you and confirms my original premise, which is that people have been really sadly unhappy for a really long time. So the premise of my book is not that people are really unhappy. My premise is that the reason people are really unhappy is because we have been fundamentally managing them in a way that is entirely inconsistent with human nature. So my book, and I actually pulled it off just so you could see what it is, even though there's a little sign behind me. It's called Lead from the Heart, Transformational Leadership for the 21st Century. And the premise is twofold. First, we think we're rational beings. Rene Descartes said hundreds of years ago, I think, therefore I am. And we have always believed him. And in business, we have always intentionally hired the smartest, brainiest people for management. But what we're also discovering, science is showing, is that we have two forms of intelligence. It's not just up here, it's also down here. In our entire bodies, we have intelligence. We have neural cells that are intelligent, and our heart and our minds are communicating constantly, with the heart sending more information to the brain than the other way around. So that's one. The other is that we know that in relationship to Descartes' declaration, that it's just patently untrue, that we are making up to 95% of our behavior, of our choices and our decisions based on how we feel. And so we are feeling something, the feeling creates the input to the brain, and the brain makes the decision what to do with it. A lot of times we're just rationalizing decisions that we've been making from a feeling sense. So when I say lead from the heart, what I'm saying is that people are motivated by feelings and emotions up to 95% of the time. So why are we approaching this from the brainiest people? And we say, if you work really hard, we can get our customer score from 2.5 to 2.53, and it means nothing. But if you say to someone that by helping us to get our customer service scores improving, you're going to demonstrate your effectiveness as an employee, which means greater opportunity for you, bonuses for you, opportunities for something for you to win on. Well, that makes me feel great. That makes me committed to whatever arbitrary number you've come up with from a customer service standpoint. So bottom line is, the reason that the book is called Lead from the Heart is because there is science now that confirms that the heart is making a lot of our choices for us. And if managers intentionally do things to affect the feelings and emotions in people in a positive way, they're going to get infinitely greater performance.
Fantastic. Fantastic. Did I say this was good, ladies and gentlemen? Mark Crowley, thank you so much, my friend. This was fabulous. I have been looking forward to this for a while. It's been difficult for us to get together, and here we are. So thanks again.
Thank you very much. My honor.
Consortium, the business model for the 21st century.